We got One Punch Man season 3, episode 3. One Punch Man season 3, episode 3. It's good, but now this season right here, the episode, I give it this right here another 8. I noticed they took some things out and then they added some stuff in, but let's just let's hear his perspective and we're gonna keep it going. We'll keep going.
One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 3 is the strongest episode so far. We knew this because of the first teaser from Mr. Aoki, a lead
they cut some stuff out too though.
Animator on Season 2 and 3. While the episode has clear improvements and positive components, some aspects could have been handled better.
See, like this one when he was like but they ain't doing, I guess they trying to it seems like they're trying to get us to go ahead and check out the fighting and stuff.
It was a decent entry with only minor pacing issues like scenes sticking on the screen for too long, but nothing as problematic as the infamous Garu sliding scene.
The aura. Sliding down aura for me.
This video will cover my opinion about the production, manga comparisons, and predictions for the next episode. Now, this episode featured the rest of chapter 88, which is called Limiter, and 71 pages from chapter 89, which is called Hot Pot. But let's first quickly cover the minor changes to the episode's opening. Following the Mizuki scene, the brief shot of Chibi Tatsumaki was originally meant to last for 2.1 seconds. However, the animators inserted a new shot of the demon level monster doing—
Oh, well, you know what? I didn't even notice that. Nah, they changed it. I guess it was too much.
As effectively splitting the screen time between the two. The Mizuki scene itself also had a technical change, which is instead of the left and the right shots happening simultaneously, they now take turns, with her dashing on the right and then jumping into the left shot. I'm not sure if this was always the intended final product that they lacked.
Nah, I thought they did it shorts and
time for initially, or if they simply added duets because the static Tatsumaki felt too stiff for an opening. One other thing I wanted to mention in the very first reviews regarding the opening, but I always somehow forget, the lyrics literally talks about the premise of this arc. The showdown starts again, factions gather and surge, the association pushes in dangers full throttle, already at the limit. I think that's just a pretty cool detail that people never mention. But anyways, going back to the episode, I think this time, in contrast to the previous episodes, it had a very strong start. Zombie Man finally meets with Dr. Genus and they get right into the limited conversation. This is 100% faithful to—
like I said, most people gonna love it because it's going straight by the manga. So therefore, if people saying they don't want to watch, if they don't want to read the manga, hey, you're technically watching it now. you're technically watching it in the anime. You're really watching it in the anime.
The manga, except there are times where it should have been highlighted that Armored Gorilla is in the same room. Later on, they have this exclusive quick anime scene of Armored Gorilla serving a different cup of coffee, since Zombie Man spilled his when stepping on the table, as in the manga, the cup just magically respawns. We also can see this Carnage Kabuto figurine hanging from a light hub behind Zombie Man. This actually has a dedicated shot in the manga for people to notice, unlike in the anime where you need to pay closer attention. Carnage Kabuto obviously was the strongest monster that was made by Dr. Genus in season 1, so this is a very cool Easter egg. Now, in the middle of their conversation, talking specifically about the limiter, we cut to Garu fighting against Roy Ripper and Bug God, which is something we've already seen.
See, I thought it was gonna be like that, like how they fighting and talking, but I guess they switched it up
in the very first teaser. However, I'm very pleased with this version, as not only did they drastically strengthen it, but they also added some exclusive only anime scenes that were
it was nice
a part of the manga, which means they made the fight prolong much longer. The first shot and the zoomed out part of Garu punching Bug God are exclusive, parrying Ripper's slash, pushing him back, clashing with him for like 15 seconds.
That was neat. That was dope right now.
And after evading some of his attacks are all new scenes that does not exist in the manga. All of this actually made Roy—
I said we got some exclusive stuff.
Ripper looked much more impressive for hanging against Garou on his own for that much time. However, they did remove Garou deflecting.
See, yeah, I really want to see that part. They didn't show this one. I'm like, why they cut the part out with the deflection? I want to see it. They cut that part out.
His attack towards Bug God, and I completely didn't understand why. This exists in the teaser, and it's definitely
bro, and it was so hard too, bro.
An important part in the manga. I'm not really an expert on how production works. Did they not pay for the whole scene, or is it a time span problem? I don't
See, that's another thing. See, it could, yeah, see that. It could be something going on there too, so yeah.
No, but on the bright side, they did have other exclusive shots highlighting how much Garou struggled with Bug God's punch that doesn't exist in the manga, which as a power scaler, I completely loved. It just goes to show how strong Bug God is. The scene after continues and ends the same way it does in the teaser. So overall, this scene is exceptionally smooth and is undoubtedly the best part of the season so far. While its impact was slightly lessened by its early appearance in the teaser, the final version does
this was dope right here, Brody.
Feature significant improvements. A new color correction, Royal Ripper's slashing effects changed from blue to red with thicker line art.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm like, yo, it's like I say, it's decent. I get this scene rounds. I mean, I get this episode another, another 8.
And the addition of the Water Streamrock Smashing Fist visual effect, which was obviously absent before. It's definitely an amazing sequence and a definitive step up from the previous episodes. One other thing regarding this scene, Dr. Genius's voice acting, in my opinion, was more impactful in the teaser than in the actual episode.
だが彼は違った。だが彼は違った。ただの一般人。ただの一般人。それが努力のみで限界の扉をこじ開け。それが努力のみで限界の扉をこじ開け。リミッターを破壊した。リミッターを破壊した。
The teaser allowed him more time to deliver his lines, emphasizing key moments like he broke his limiter with great satisfaction. Furthermore, while the teaser used animation to show Saitama's struggle to breathe, the episode settled for a still image.
Yeah, see that part, like, I don't know what they got going on up there, like, I don't know what they got going on, but they did that. I guess, like I said, I guess they're trying to go ahead and like rush it on out. That what I'm thinking. That what I was giving when I was watching it. Like they probably trying to rush it out though, in a way.
To be frankly honest, is very weird. I speculate this is because Mr. Aoki, who animated the teaser, was only credited as an action key animator and may not have been compensated for non-action scenes, which is a letdown to be honest. It's definitely much better having this than that, especially when the scene is already animated. Now, during Dr. Genius's explanation of the limiter, the scene cuts to 4 still shots of monsters and heroes that
ain't this like the same in the manga?
Linger for nearly a full minute. This is a direct copy from the manga.
I'm saying it's just in the manga. Like I said, for the people who ain't watching, it's pretty much for the people who ain't watching the manga or ain't gonna read the manga. There you have it, Brody. Yeah, pretty much.
While it's understandable that they can't animate every creature, this was a moment where the studio should have taken creative liberties. For instance, they could have used different camera angles on Dr. Genius talking to add dynamism. This didn't bother me much, but it won't help the criticism that the show feels like a slideshow. Afterwards, the scene cuts back to Garou, who is still fighting the 2 monsters, and holy shit, it's still moving. I totally love the fluid animation for Ripper on this specific scene, even though it wasn't really necessary. However, Garou spitting out his tooth felt awkwardly transitioned compared to the manga's full frame panel.
Yeah, I low-key want to see that, but I guess they just trying to, like I said, I bet they trying to like rush some stuff out though.
Oh, it's not that big of a deal, it's a minor issue.
This is dope. Now this right here, Brody.
I just wanted to point it out. However, the following scene was beautifully adapted.
Oh boy, yeah, this right here, I'm like, I ain't gonna hold this thing right here. Like, yo, just stop. Hey, yo, someone need to stop this man. He finna kill him.
with excellent animation and voice acting. We after jump to Saitama's apartment, and the very first thing I noticed is how different this Genos frame is compared to the first PV, which kinda confirms that it was certainly pre-animated. And I gotta say that the art style from the one in the promotional video is much better than what we've got in this episode. Now, they did adapt this long part faithfully word for word, bars for bars, but again, to be completely honest, the overall execution felt off. One thing I've noticed that I genuinely did not like is the audio editing, specifically regarding the OSTs. They were playing different soundtracks left and right, and some doesn't even fit the moment. For example, here in this specific scene, they played an OST called Sadness, but it's slightly different as it has this very high piano tone. This scene is not emotional or sad at all. This is supposed to be tense. Maybe it's just me, but they should have played a different soundtrack. And this goes for the whole Saitama apartment scene. There are also a few changes from the manga, like not including outside shots when Genos was sensing that something is approaching. And by extension, they did remove his inner monologue, saying things like he sensed that this monster ceased moving but it's close, such powerful fully energy reading, also pointing out that now it's beneath the building. They also had this weird transition between when King opens the door and introducing Dr. Kuseno. In the manga, you can clearly see Kuseno's feet coming in, but in the anime, it just cuts to him already being inside. Genos in the manga also prepares himself to fight him since he didn't know it's Dr. Kuseno, but in the anime, it happens off screen. This scene right here of Dr. Kuseno talking to Genos takes too long, where in the manga, they do show you Fubuki, Bang, and Bomb also listening to the conversation. One thing they positively changed is showing what's inside the gift that Dr. Kuseno brought to Saitama, as you can clearly see the beef, but in the manga, it's completely sealed. We cut after to Girogiro talking to both Bug God and Roy Ripper, and nothing really is bad or good about this scene. They didn't show the device Child Emperor sent and used to track down the hideout, but it's not really important as Girogiro points it out. They also removed this dialogue of Girogiro pointing out that the heroes have cards on their sleeves since they defeated both Goketsu and Elder Centipede. Not sure why they removed it, but again, it's not really that big of a deal. Now, I spoke in my X account that we might not get the scene of the monsters preparing before the raid happens, and to be frankly honest, I was almost sure of this speculation. But to the bright side and to my surprise,
see, yeah, and they kept this scene. I ain't gonna hold you. I really thought they were gonna cut this scene out. So I'm like, I low key want them to keep this in, but they did. I low key thought they were gonna cut it out, bro. I'm like, damn, they finna cut this scene out.
they actually included it. A lot of removed parts that doesn't matter, yes, but it's still good. Rhino Wrestler only
and bro, I thought they wasn't gonna put this in too, but I'm glad they put it in though. I thought they're gonna cut it out, but I'm glad they put it in, bro. See, like I said, like I've been saying, bro, it gonna be some things we gonna like and some things we ain't gonna like, man. So, like I said, we can't never have our way. We all can't have our way, baby. So far for me, it's good.
Pushes the wheels punching.
Everything I'm saying we got
back, but in the manga, he punches it much more and destroys it with his horn, with deleted dialogues like him saying that he cannot wait to demonstrate his strength against the heroes. Dialogue is also removed in the Pure Blood and Devil Long Hair scene, as Pure Blood states in the manga that he cannot stand being lumped in with his pebble. Again, it's not important as nothing really pans out from this statement. They also
like I said, we all can't get it our way, baby. So like I said, I understand they're gonna cut some stuff out. I guess they're trying to go ahead and they're trying to get straight to the fighting scene, baby.
Remove this monster from the anime and his whole interaction with Royal Ripper and G5. And in my opinion, it's perfectly understandable as this monster is not really an important factor in this arc. But the pleasant surprise in this whole section is the fight they gave us of Gale Wind versus Hellfire Flame. I genuinely didn't expect them to animate it, and they
animated. This was nice, bro. It was giving like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and then some Jujutsu Kaisen, or I'll probably tweaking.
Even had only anime exclusive shots.
Yeah,
the animation obviously isn't really that good, it's rough around the edges, but again, someone like me didn't even expect this fight to happen.
Yeah, like I said, they caught me off guard with it.
Seeing these characters move and fight was a pleasant surprise. So overall, even though the animation isn't really that great, I found this very satisfying. They also improved Homeless Emperor's scenes in the anime here, cliffhanger, as in the trailer, his hair was not moving. Now, one last thing I want to talk about before predicting the next episode is the final cliffhanger. We all expected this specific...
See, yo, this was supposed to be my prediction right here. This was my prediction, but I think we probably get this on the next episode, though. Like in the beginning of the next episode. That's my prediction, bro. Well, maybe not like when Goro like body like evolving and growing, but we probably get some. I don't know. I don't even know.
Scene to be the end of this episode, and in my opinion they should have done it this way. I understand that time span of the episode probably didn't allow them to, but
yeah, I don't understand. That's all it was.
This is one of these moments where you start rolling the end credit text and get rid of the ending to deliver a great cliffhanger. And
then the end, I waited at the end to see what we were gonna get, but I guess they ain't trying to like spoil us or show us nothing.
Don't get me wrong, this one is good, but they should have had a stronger one for people to want to watch the next episode so eagerly. But again, as I said, it's not bad, it's just the way I would have wanted it. Now, what do I overall think about the episode? I think this one is decent, it's good, definitely had a lot of movements, and it's surely the best episode of season 3 so far. Now, predictions for the next episode and spoilers for those who are anime only. I think they will adapt the rest of chapter 89 and then completely cover chapters 90 and 91. As class heroes assemble, Garou saves Tario from Ripper, and the cliffhanger would be Garou and Tario seeing Rover for the first time. This should be perfect for episode 4, but again, I'm not really understanding the pacing of this season. We have no idea how the production would be for next episodes. We can only hope or cope, as you guys always say. And overall, this episode is better than the previous ones, and I did enjoy it.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You already know. Anime of the year, baby. I've been telling y'all this, but you already know. Link up our shit, not the good stuff, man. Let's go.